After watching Vegan Gains and making this video, I have gotten some veggie bad information. Now I feel like killing myself after making that joke. Alright, but what is up, everyone? It is Mass Commentator, and I am back once again. I'm really fucking inconsistent. However, that's just me, I guess. But today we're back with Vegan Gains. He has made a response video to Blaire White for just going to meat once again after she was vegan for 10 years and just quit all of a sudden, all because the diet was not for her. No point in making this video, however, because he made it. Now I'm making a response just due to how completely idiotic the entire thing was. So let's just go ahead and go in the video.
So I basically couldn't even do it. And I know to any vegans watching, it just sounds like excuses to them.
There are quite a few of these why I stopped being vegan videos on YouTube, and most of them are made by people who have only been vegan for a few months, and maybe you can find a few here and there where they've been vegan for a year or two. So it's a little more understandable why these people go back to eating meat and animal products. They lack knowledge, experience, and any kind of real commitment to the lifestyle and underlying philosophy. But Blaire White, a transgender YouTuber who has been vegan for 10 years, has just recently decided to give up veganism. And in this 8-minute long video, she doesn't actually tell you why she quit veganism. She gives a lot of stupid excuses, but these are just lies.
I can also search up why I became a vegan on YouTube, and I can get thousands upon thousands of videos. But hey, let's actually focus on why I left veganism, just because it seems more appropriate in this scenario. And plus, it's not like diets are actually universal. I mean, let's look at veganism: low carb, low fat, low sugar, high protein, fat loss diets, regular diets. There's so many fucking diets. And the thing is, that's because not everyone's gonna be the same person. Someone might need to lose weight. Someone might want to gain more muscle. Someone just needs to cut out fat in their diets in general. It all depends upon the person.
It's a cover-up to try to convince her audience that she's still a good person even though she's doing something despicably cruel and completely unnecessary. And I'll explain the real reasons why she decided to quit veganism while we go through this video.
Get off that moral high horse. No one likes that shit.
So again, she's been vegan for 10 years, which is longer than I've been vegan. I've only been vegan for 7 years, and up until now, she hasn't had any problems, no health issues, and in fact, in this video, she talks about how her health improved after going vegan. So why is she having all of these issues popping up all of a sudden? Maybe it has something to do with you trying to change your appearance and hormonal profile to that of a woman. Do you think all of these surgeries, painkillers, and possibly antibiotics you've taken after these surgeries, and all of these artificial hormones you've been taking, might have something to do with all of these nutrient issues you've been having? There is a fair bit of research showing that these artificial hormones you're taking do increase your nutritional needs of certain vitamins and minerals, including vitamin B12. Now, this research dealt with oral contraceptives, not hormone replacement therapy, but since these are all very similar female hormones, we can assume that you'd have very similar side effects, and if anything, you'd probably suffer even greater side effects because you're taking very high doses of these hormones and they're causing a much more significant change to your hormonal profile. But what do you think the solution to this is? Do you think anyone who has expertise in this field is going to recommend to their patients who are taking these artificial hormones to eat more meat? You know, just have a few extra slices of bacon in the morning to counteract the effects of these drugs? No, they're going to recommend targeted supplementation to replace the vitamins that are being depleted from these drugs. This is the only reliable way to cure and prevent drug-induced deficiencies, and it's the safest way. I'm sorry, but if your B12 needs are several times higher than a normal person's, then eating 4 or 5 extra steaks per day isn't your best option. So how is meat again going to cure any vitamin or mineral deficiencies you have if they're drug-induced? How is that the safest and healthiest way? And Many vegan foods are more nutrient dense than animal foods. So from top to bottom, this makes no sense. You're blaming veganism for these micronutrient deficiencies you have when most of them, in all likelihood, especially B12, were drug-induced. No expert on the planet would recommend eating more meat to cure these deficiencies. They'd recommend targeted supplementation, and there is absolutely no evidence that eating animal products would cure these deficiencies.
Ironically, while you're calling people who leave veganism ignorant, you're also ignorant to the fact that things can go well and change all of a sudden. Like I said earlier, diets are not universal. That's why there's many forms of diets. And what you said and what Blair has said in her video kind of drives my point home right now. At first, it was going well for her, but when she started taking artificial hormones, there was a demand for more nutrients. Thus, she started getting malnutrition. See how things connect over here? And you know I'm more prone to getting diabetes. Things may be fine right now, but I could be getting in the far future. I might have to take insulin. So, poor logic. Also, meat and a lot of animal-based products actually give off a pretty significant amount of B12. So, and the fact that things actually got better for her after she left veganism is a good sign. So it shows that she never needed those supplements.
Several things to note here. She mentioned factory farming specifically. I'm sure everyone is against factory farming, but even in the best conditions imaginable, grass-fed, free-range, la-di-da, any reasonable person would see that it is immoral to needlessly kill a sentient being that has a will to live.
Weren't you the same guy who recorded his uncle having a stroke all because he ate a burger and threatened to kill Mr. Represion with a knife, which by law and how police see it is a legitimate threat because you described it? Who knows? Maybe that's just me.
And I just got back from the funeral thing that we had. It wasn't exactly a funeral, but a bunch of family got together and I was dragged to it. But anyway, I was planning on showing you guys footage of my grandfather actually having the heart attack. As soon as the paramedics got to the house, I took out my camera and started filming. But a bunch of people in my family, my mom, my grandmother, uncles, shit like that, they threw a big fucking fit about me showing that footage on YouTube. They're perfectly fucking fine with eating foods that cause fucking heart disease and make people actually die of fucking heart attacks. But when it comes to actually showing people what happens when they eat these foods, that's just too much. So, fuck it.
So let me summarize this 12-minute video for you. Basically, he wanted to record his grandfather having a stroke. He did record it. In fact, the thumbnail, the video is now removed, but the thumbnail was of his grandfather having a stroke. He recorded this and was about to upload it to YouTube and is complaining and bitching and whining that his mother and his family doesn't want him to upload a video of him recording his grandfather dying. Who the fuck thinks this way? This is one of the most deplorable... I can't even fathom this type of thinking. You know, I imagine you vegan gains trying to perform CPR with holding a camera, saying, "Ugh, come on, man, this is what eating meat does to you, and I'm recording it live so you guys can see that I'm exploiting my grandfather having a stroke or having a heart attack because this is what eating meat does." Now that he goes on further in this video on talking about his grandfather's diet choices and how he ate meat, ate dairy, ate all this shit, and basically says that he wasn't able to live his life to the fullest, and his heart attack was specifically in regards to him eating meat or eating a shitty diet for his life.
Videos are supposed to be partly satirical. Okay, so Greg Plitt died. I personally didn't like the guy at all. Steroid using tool. So when I insult people, Don't take it too fucking seriously. Well, I guess the cancer already happened, didn't it? Learn to fucking take a joke.
Oh, look at that. Your boyfriend committed suicide. Gee, I wonder why he would have done that.
I don't usually take things to a deep personal level in my videos. Die young of a heart attack or stroke because that's all a fat, pathetic fucking liar like you deserves. These videos I make aren't about hating on anyone. Trisha Paytas and Repzion that I've really fucking hated.
Repzion's a little fucking bitch. I fucking hate that bitch. Like, I usually don't have a huge issue with people I make videos about, but, yeah, if I had the opportunity, I'd kill him. Slit his fucking throat with this knife. Really like to use this knife on him. Like, he really does deserve to die. Like, he calls me a sociopath, I mean...
This suggests to me that Blaire White really doesn't have a problem with killing animals, it's more how they're raised. So she sounds like an animal welfarist, not an abolitionist, which makes it all the more easy for her to go back to eating animal products. And the fact that she started eating meat again simply because she has a few vitamin and mineral deficiencies that could very easily be cured with a few dietary changes and supplementation.
Don't be so ignorant now. She changed her diet. She quit being a vegan, and it worked for her. She started feeling a lot better without those supplements. So what's the point about this? What's the point of this video? Just for you to attack her for not being a vegan anymore? Typical, if you ask me.
It's clear that she really never cared about animals. She became vegan for health and vanity. She used veganism as an accessory for her to use for her own health and social benefits. And once that accessory became inconvenient, where she'd have to put in extra work into eating a certain way and taking supplements, she ditched the accessory. And rather than admitting that she's just a selfish person, she's trying to make up excuses to maintain her good social status as a good, caring person.
Hi there. Did you know that I'm evil? Hey, Stuart. Did you know that I'm evil just for eating meat? Would you have to disagree, huh? Sit. Good boy. Stuart. Stuart. Sit. Stuart. Good boy. I'm so evil. I mean, look at these dogs. They hate me. But going back on a serious note, Richard, are you saying that we have to follow every rule of your cult just to be in it? Does that mean we have to be completely against killing animals in general? Just not acknowledge the fact that evolution is a thing and evolution takes place whether it's artificial or natural through us killing animals for us to survive, survival to the fittest? Delusional, aren't you?
And the funny thing is, she's definitely a conservative who always criticizes SJWs, but here she is acting like an SJW. This isn't about being a good person, it's about putting on the appearance of looking like a good person.
But in the 4-hour live stream, which I joined in halfway and left 30 minutes later, just because I could not really handle the situation, considering how incredibly stupid the entire thing was. She said she was a centralist who was right-leaning. How do you miss that? And in all honesty, that is a terrible comparison.
And she was also doing some moral grandstanding on Twitter. I made a post on Twitter sharing her video, and I also criticized her retarded arguments. She tweeted back to me complaining about how I swear too much and I'm so rude, and then of course she deleted this tweet after I pointed out her hypocrisy, where she's criticizing me for being rude and saying naughty words, but she's fine with needlessly torturing and killing animals.
let's be honest here. You're strawmanning an argument. You're pulling things out of context. You're assuming that people just support mass killings of animals. I mean, look at me. I eat meat. Do I support mass killing of animals? No. Do I hate the fact that animals are being needlessly killed? Yes. However, sometimes does it have to be done for us to survive, or for us to not die from being eaten alive by wolves? Yes. But honestly, Blair laid into you too lately. Just calling you rude. I mean, she should have gone more than that. I mean, you threatened Repzion in great detail. You're happy that people die. You were happy that your grandfather died, and we're happy to record him. And the list can go on and on. However, I will agree on one thing. The policing on your swearing, yeah, that was kind of unnecessary. And then deleting your tweet, I really don't know where that came from. However, because I don't know where that really came from, I can't have much of a say on it. However, looking at the context here, I don't really blame her.
So, just like a typical SJW, she'll ignore the actual arguments people are making and then criticize their use of language so that she can still maintain the moral high ground. And she's also deleting tweets after people point out her stupidity. And I'm not being hard on Blair just because she went back to eating meat. It's that she's lying about why she's doing it. You're actually trying to fake who you are. You're trying to act like a good person while needlessly causing the suffering and death of animals because you can't be fucked to change your diet and take a few supplements. That's what really makes you a piece of shit. And all you can say in your defense is, "Vegan gains? You're a big meanie and you say naughty words." And then you delete those tweets because you know it makes you look stupid.
Two things. Are you what everyone called God? Calls God? That fake creature that they always praise? Because if you are, then what you consider moral and immoral is objective. However, if you're not, then morality is subjective, and people are not going to have the same morality as you. They're not going to see a wild animal's life the same as a human, and that's honestly respectable, either way. And going off of that, why do you even care what people eat? I mean, they really don't care what you eat, so why should you care? Whatever floats your boat. So quit complaining, will you?
Okay, first off, just because you say you're eating healthy doesn't mean you're following a balanced diet, and especially considering that you're taking hormones which are known to disrupt micronutrient absorption and utilization, particularly B12, your dietary needs are probably going to be a fair bit different than your average person. What evidence do you have that animal products would magically make all of this disappear when researchers recommend targeted supplementation to deal with these micronutrient deficiencies?
Ironically enough, Blair's health got a lot better when she stopped being a vegan, and just only ate small portions of meat, apparently. Didn't have to use supplements. So much for that research to prove that supplements are a lot better than eating meat. And it's a lot better to not eat meat and just take supplements because moral codes, according to Richard.
And again, many vegan foods and meat substitutes have more nutrition than actual meat. So why do you need to eat meat to get B12 when you can either take a supplement or eat vegan fortified foods like nutritional yeast or vegan sausages or burgers or soy milk? There's not even any guarantee that adding meat to your diet, "Oh, I'm gonna eat a chicken sandwich today." How is that going to fucking cure your nutrient deficiencies? Am I making too much sense? Are you going to end up blocking me on Twitter like fucking shoe on head?
That easily could be used against you. I mean, your argument could work. Maybe it might not. Diets are not universal. Why do I keep repeating myself? God fucking damn it! Why am I having so much fun with this? But June blocking you, I can honestly see why. I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious the way you act. I mean, threatening Reptilion and all that creepy shit that you do. Sociopath shit.
Take a supplement or stab an animal to death. Take a small little tiny pill or brutally murder an animal with a knife. And you're telling me that you went vegan for ethical reasons, Blair? You're a fucking liar.
I just got outcompeted when it comes to being condescending, which is a fucking accomplishment on its own. But Blair did become vegan because it was healthier for her at the time. She was against factory farms. Later on, she gained the personality of your typical cringy vegan. And when she quit, she just got tired of taking supplements all the time with her artificial hormones. I mean, would you blame her? I mean, I got tired of taking medical pills all the time. I just stopped altogether. And honestly, I feel fine. I don't feel like I need to use them anymore.
And like I said before, B12 is fortified in things like nutritional yeast, meat substitutes, non-dairy milks. You have plenty of options, but for some reason, you just have to fucking stab an animal to death to get B12, and there is no guarantee that will cure your deficiency. That is no better than taking a supplement or eating vegan fortified foods.
Oh, how dare people eat whatever they like. They should follow my moral code. All lives are sacred. It doesn't even matter if natural and artificial selection comes into play and people have their own taste buds to what they like.
More retarded bullshit. Virtually everyone is at risk for vitamin D deficiency, which is why the dairy industry is forced by law to artificially add vitamin D to dairy products in an attempt to reduce widespread deficiencies.
Finally, the first thing that you say that is not based on your morality, but instead is actually based on science alone. Thank you.
So, when you consume dairy products, you are consuming a vitamin D supplement. So, why don't you skip a step and just take the fucking supplement?
Drinking milk seems far more convenient. I mean, seriously, if I already drank almost 8 cups of water that day, and I'm thirsty, alright, I might as well go for milk. It's got my vitamin D and calcium in it. So, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So, yeah.
Again, Blair, you want to convince us that you went vegan for ethical reasons, but you'd rather torture and kill cows in order to get vitamin D rather than take a supplement. Why do you have to forcibly impregnate cows, tear baby cows away from their mothers, and then torture and kill those babies in the veal industry just so that you can get vitamin D from milk? You are a virtue signaling liar. You want people to think that I went vegan for ethical reasons, I'm a good person, when really you just did it for vanity. But once it required any amount of effort, yeah, forget about the animals. I'm fine with torturing and killing cows, just as long as I get vitamin D. Going on Amazon and buying a vitamin D supplement, that's so much work. I have to go to the page and do a search and everything? Oh my god.
Okay, hold on. Did you really just say that animals have to die just so we could get milk? And you're the one saying that people who leave veganism are ignorant. You know, that the mother can still keep the calf and you can still milk it. In fact, you should actually milk the cow, otherwise the cow's gonna get extremely unhealthy. In fact, that excess milk that's stored in that pouch down there, in those teats, I could actually damage it. But hey, we're the ignorant ones.
So basically the doctor told me, so are you vegan? I said, I'm absolutely vegan. I've been vegan for damn near a decade. And he was like, okay, so you're going to have to either take supplements to make up for all of these things you're deficient in, which would be a lot of supplements, or you're going to have to stop being vegan. You're going to have to go back to eating, animal protein and animal-based foods as well as plant-based foods.
The only reason why I left this in is just to show the fact that Richard is not taking it seriously, which is ironic because he says that to Blair a little bit later on in the next point that I'm gonna say. And slash or he just jumped right into this thing. He didn't search things up in the prior future or looked at the video to know what he's gonna say. Thus making this a reaction video instead of a response video.
I'm going to guess that you just went to see a general practicing physician. Why do you think that one single doctor you saw who doesn't specialize in hormone replacement therapy or nutrition would give you good advice?
Well, shit. I guess I'm not overweight then. So every doctor tells me that I'm over my average weight for my height. Fuck you. You are wrong. You don't specialize in nutrition.
And you won't even tell us everything you're deficient in because you can't even remember. You're clearly not taking this seriously. You don't even know which micronutrients you're deficient in, but somehow you think, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna start having, chicken sandwiches from Subway. I'm sure that will clear everything up.
Okay, a few things. You can be serious without knowing everything. Hell, I only know what 3 shots I have, which is chickenpox, measles, and influenza. But I still try to take my health seriously as much as possible. And for someone who's going big on evidence, you sure made an assumption right off the rail. Do you have any proof that she's not being serious about it? If not, then you're a hypocrite.
Foods.
No, you can readily get these nutrients from plant-based foods. You're just too lazy to do some research and you never went vegan for ethical reasons.
I thought you said from the research that you showed us that you Googled up that vitamin D is so hard to find that the government has forced milk producers to put vitamin D in their milk. And not only that, I find it a little ironic that most vitamin D is found in actually food, which is mainly meat. Something you don't agree with.
Right, so you should eat foods that increase your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and certain forms of cancer, just so that you can get a few micronutrients that you could easily get through plant foods or through supplementation. Where is your evidence for these claims? Show me the evidence that it is healthier to get B12 and vitamin D from steak and cow's milk rather than getting it through plant foods or targeted supplementation. You can't, can you, because you're a lazy, selfish idiot. That's why you're deleting your responses to me on Twitter.
You supplied half of it. The other half you won't show because it actually disagrees with you, and ironically enough, it's from a pro-vegan website. It practically says that it's difficult as a vegan to get B12 unless you get it from bacteria or supplements. But not only that, you said earlier, whether through supplements, more plant-based foods, or animals, it will all end up the same, except for the fact that an animal's being killed.
Where is the evidence for your claims that taking vitamin B12, vitamin D, and all of these other supplements would destroy your liver? Do you have any evidence for this at all? No, I don't think so.
Bull fucking shit. For someone who's preaching research all the time, either you cherry pick or you are just terrible at doing research yourself. Either way.
So you want to torture and kill animals just so that you don't have to do this every day? Vitamin D and B12. Oh my God. Oh, that was so hard. There's no way I could do that every day. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stab animals to death. Oh my God, it's too much. I have to kill animals to get my vitamin.
2 things are annoying here. 1, his condescending tone. 2, taking pills every morning and night. Oh my God. So many fucking pills. Like, annoying. I just dropped them. And I bet Blair felt the same way too. Just got annoying to take all those pills. But hey, you go ahead and make assumptions while you're living in your own life.
I don't know. I don't see them as excuses. I see them as reasons.
I need to rape women because I can't be bothered to go on dates and get consent. That's not an excuse. That's a reason.
Richard, your moral compass is not law. It is not. You shouldn't even be defining rape, comparing rape and eating an animal on the same level. That's not even close. So honestly, just stick that back up. Just stick that back up in your ass. You know what? Let's just end it here. He brings up one more point, saying that when Blair says that she doesn't like being the center of attention, and he brings up her chest, sex, and her sexual preference, and how she always brings it up. And I kind of do agree, actually. However, I can't have much of a say on it, just because I don't know if Richard is a feminist, and I don't know Blair's motive. So there's that. And what the entire thing about this video is, even though Richard's saying that this video is not meant to attack her just because she turned away from veganism, that was directly what this video was about. All the attacks on her, all the verbal insults. I mean, damn, I understand humor and insults can be considered humor to a degree, but this was clearly just hating on Blair just because she's no longer vegan and she's now eating meat again. So honestly, that makes Richard even worse of a person than he was before, considering that he threatened to kill someone and was recording his grandfather dying. What a record he has. Well, anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. If you want to discuss it down below, comment down below. All the links in this will be in the description. All the original videos will be in the description. Every piece of evidence that I use will be in the description. Anyways, guys, peace out.